Hello there, it's me, Justin. Today we're doing another Behind the Music chat, and we are talking about my most recent album, Listen. If this is the first time you've seen one of these videos, they're pretty laid back, and I'm just usually kind of talk about what went into the music and what I was thinking about, and sometimes I'll go more into the production of it. This time I'm not really going to do that. I'm just going to kind of go over it briefly because it's a 9-track EP, but really it's just 3 tracks, and then there are 2 additional mixes of each one, so there's 9. So this EP is called Listen, and I know that's kind of a strange name for an EP, but it works together with the titles of the tracks. So the title is Listen, and the first track is A Union of Voices. The second track is Sharing Truths, and the third track is Broadcasting Hope. And sometimes the theme or concept or idea of the album comes before the music, and sometimes it comes after. And this time it came after. So what came first was the music, and what you hear in the music is actually audio that I've recorded while I was creating some YouTube videos. The past month or 2, I've been doing a lot on YouTube, doing a lot of music and ASMR. Batman's back here. So lately when I've been recording videos, I'm also recording multi-tracks of the audio. So that means I have like 4 different tracks for each one, which gives me the ability afterwards to mix them together and do more interesting things and combine audio from different sessions. So that's what has happened here. I've combined audio from a video that was called something like Ambient Vocal Loops Decaying or something like that, where I recorded some vocal loops, and over about 20 or 25 minutes they start feeding back, so they get more and more distorted over time, which is really cool sounding. I really like it. And it's interesting because it becomes noisy and distorted, but still holds the more major key melodic elements. So it never really gets dark. It's still very peaceful and tranquil, but at the same time, you feel kind of uneasy, or it feels like maybe the facade has kind of started melting. There's different ways you can interpret it, so I won't do too much interpretation. It's more fun if you do that. So that's where part of it came from, was these vocal loops that I did, and over time they sound much less like vocals, and at some points I'm filtering, so I'm taking out the highs or taking out the lows, and then also playing with reverb. So at some points it doesn't even really sound like vocals, it sounds more like a synthesizer or something, but it's not, it's all vocals. And then the other video that I took audio from was called Tingle Storm, and this is where I was kind of trying to recreate the sounds of a storm, of rainy weather, using items that I use for ASMR, things around my desk, like this box that I tap on, and I think I used some water, and I was rubbing a piece of cloth on the microphone and making a lot of noise, but in a controlled way. And so I've chopped that recording up a bit and took out some elements and moved some elements around, really kind of just remixed goes with their vocal recordings so that it's really one thing. It's one interesting combination of sounds. And that's really it. So I made 3 tracks, and vocally with each track as it goes further, it gets more and more distorted. But the tapping and splashing sounds don't get more distorted. It's nice to have nice, clean versions of those sounds. But they continue throughout, and in the beginning it's kind of a rising sound. It's quite kind of like a storm building. And so the titles of the tracks came afterwards, and I questioned why these were the sounds that I gravitated towards, and I sort of re-examined why I did it, or why I was drawn to those sounds. Why was something peaceful but noisy and destroyed sounding? So why did that resonate with me? And so that's where the titles came from. What came from that reflection was these titles that were definitely inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and the general sense of political unrest. Really isn't strong enough of a term. Sometimes I feel like there is an opportunity that is presenting itself amidst all of the chaos and destruction that's happening, most of which has been man-made, or at least not hindered by our actions. I feel like I'm bouncing around something vague instead of coming around to it, but the truth is I don't have a solid thing. It's amorphous kind of for a reason. These words kind of came to reflect a really broad situation, a situation that feels dangerous and destructive and noisy, but that hopefully there is some possibility for hope and truth and unity to come from that. So I guess that's all I'm trying to say about that. And as I did with my album ASR Music 1, I broke up each track into an ambient mix and an ASMR mix, because I think it's fun to hear both separate, and because it's nice to put, I listen to ASMR playlists when to go to sleep, and I listen to ambient playlists a lot while I'm working, or just I have nice ambient playlists that I just lay in bed and listen to, not necessarily fall asleep, but just to enjoy. So I think splitting it up is good for those reasons, when sometimes the sound of tapping might not be so good for like relaxing ambient music. So it comes to 9 tracks, and yeah, I hope you'll like it. I feel kind of rushed with this release because the last few weeks have been really busy. Not rushed with making it, but since I've made it, I haven't really come back to it and done much promotional work or anything. So I kind of am just hoping the music will speak for itself. And if you've been coming to the Twitch streams, I'll try to talk about it a little bit more. This video is already almost 10 minutes. I can't speak anymore. So I'm gonna wrap it up. It's called Listen. It's on Bandcamp. This is coming out Friday. It's not going to be on Spotify yet. It'll be on the other platforms on Tuesday. So there's a little bit of a delay in that. And I hope you enjoy it. It definitely definitely follows the progression of my previous work from Water, in that it's built around loops, recorded loops of audio, and that's something that I'm really interested in right now, and that I'm just having fun and enjoying doing. So I hope you like it, because my next few releases are probably going to continue in that vein. Alright, I'm gonna let you go now. Take care. I hope you enjoy the music. Leave me a comment here on this video, and I'll see you soon.